In today's video, we're sharing our, or should I say my pregnancy journey with you guys. We're talking about cravings, pregnancy pains, and all the juicy details. You don't want to miss it.
Hi YouTube family, we are Mathilda and Mike, and through this channel we want to help and encourage people to live a more balanced life that they love. Now every Sunday and Thursday we post videos on love, finance, and healthy living. This video is more along the healthy living lifestyle. If you find our content helpful, then help us out by hitting that like button right down below. And if you're new here, please do subscribe, and for everyone else, welcome back.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It's been so long since we filmed a sit-down video. I definitely missed it, and we missed interacting with you guys in this method. In today's video, we wanted to share our pregnancy journey so far. It's been a really fun one, interesting, lots of highs, lots of lows, but generally a super positive experience, one that we're really cherishing and appreciate. We wanted to discuss things such as cravings, such as any symptoms that I'm having. I know you guys have had some questions about some food that I'm craving, or if I've had any morning sickness, things like that. And we wanted to talk about that in this video and also share some things that we've learned. I'm currently at 25 weeks. And I use the Flow app to track the baby's growth and the baby's milestones. It's awesome because it tells you how big the baby is every week in terms of a fruit. Last week, the baby was the size of a cantaloupe. And this week, let me see, it says, now the baby is the size of a bunch of grapes.
Ooh.
By the time you're 25 weeks pregnant, the baby will weigh 1.7 pounds. And measure at 13 inches from head to heels.
It's bigger than a foot.
Yeah.
A ruler size. Wow.
The baby will be taking some practice breaths and having more hiccups. At 25 weeks, a sense of balance is beginning to develop. Now they can differentiate which way is up or down inside the uterus, which is interesting because the baby has been moving a lot and the movements now feel kind of different. Whereas before it was like flutters and things like that. Now it's like I can feel like a whoosh, like a turning or a rolling or some jabs, some continuous jabs. It says if you watch them with an ultrasound, they will yawn, hiccup, and make other movements. Movements are more coordinated. Fingerprints have formed already, and palm creases are beginning to show, which is so cute.
Yeah.
Their skin might appear more luminous as small vessels called capillaries start to form, enhancing the blood flow under the skin. Wow. So yeah, that's where the baby is now. He's growing and getting bigger, and I can definitely feel it with all the movements. And he can recognize voices and sounds. Like whenever Mike comes around, he'll like start kicking and moving around because he knows that daddy's home.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
And he loves music too, so whenever I'm at church or like whenever we're playing music, he'll start moving around.
Yeah, a little performer in there.
So let's talk about the first trimester. The first trimester was a little bit rocky, but it was good. We actually found out about the fact that we were pregnant after our Hawaii trip. And we always joke that the baby was made in Hawaii. after that trip, we found out that we were pregnant, which was awesome. I actually filmed the whole thing. I like made a little box for Mike, and he came home from work, and I filmed him kind of reading what I had written for him and opening the little box with like little baby clothes, me telling him that we were having a baby and that he was going to be such a great dad. But we lost the footage, so yeah, that's fine. It happens.
Have a backup to your backup for storage on film.
Overall, the first trimester I had the typical symptoms, nausea. I didn't have any vomiting. I did have some spotting though, which was really kind of scary, especially in that first trimester. I felt very reassured after going to my OB and getting an ultrasound and seeing him like moving and hearing his heart beat. So that was reassuring when they told me that everything was okay, and sometimes people just have light spotting and it's nothing to be worried about. I did, however, have a lot of dizziness, so when I woke up in the morning I would feel very dizzy and I would have to check my blood pressure before like starting my day. So that was one symptom that was a little weird.
Yeah, and the food aversion.
Yeah, definitely. I hated smelling peanut butter, so like when Mike would have his peanut butter and oatmeal, I hated it. Oh, I would get very nauseous. And like any cleaning supplies, when he would like
can't clean within like an hour or two of her coming home
with Clorox, I just couldn't even stand it.
didn't have to be Clorox, just any kind of disinfectant, just not having it.
So 3 things I learned during the first trimester. One was to stay hydrated. Because I did have the blood pressure fluctuations, I had to drink a lot of water, especially first thing in the morning. I would drink a whole like jug of water to make sure that my blood pressure was okay enough for me to start my day.
Yeah, the blood pressure was low, not too high.
Yeah, exactly. And I've always been a water drinker, but at that time, I really needed to up my water intake to make sure that the baby had enough hydration to like make the placenta and like all those other things.
Yeah, you growing a baby.
Number 2 was to rest up and to take it easy when I needed it. The first trimester, I felt very fatigued. Like I was just so drained. I would come home and just so tired. I would need to take a nap or I just like not do anything at all. And that was okay. At first I was, annoyed that I wasn't so active. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't doing any of the things that I really enjoyed. But that just comes with it. Your body is doing all these new things, and it's okay to sit down. It's okay to take a nap. It's okay to just lay low for a little bit. So that's what I did.
Yeah, listen to your body.
And number 3 is to seek support, whether it's from, Mike. He's been so helpful with everything and even more, or from work. So I had to tell my work early that I was expecting, which is good because then I received the support that I needed. Since I am an OT, my job is very physical. I lift patients. I'm like on my feet all day. And because of like the sudden dizziness, the sudden nausea, I did talk to my boss pretty much and just said, hey, this is what's going on. Just to let you know, sometimes I might not feel well. I might need to take a break or take a couple of breaks during the day. And seeking that support and letting my coworkers know what was going on was really helpful because they were, asking, checking in on me, making sure I was taking breaks and making sure I was okay.
The first trimester for me was really exciting. I got to start thinking about what kind of father I want to be and kind of preparing for that and getting the place all set up, and which we're still doing, by the way. But it's coming together slowly but surely.
Because we moved in our second trimester.
Yeah.
So it's coming together though.
Yeah.
We have a couch now.
We do have a couch now. Exactly. Yeah, and your brother helped out a lot with the move. Thank you again. That was very helpful and much appreciated. And then, the hardest part so far for me in the first trimester was just seeing Mathilda go through the symptoms that she had, like the fatigue. Like I'd come home, and it's hard when you're in a studio and she wants to take a nap and you're just coming home and you want to do stuff. And so it's kind of hard giving her space and making sure that, also being there for and supportive for her as well. And a lot of the foods that we had previously enjoyed together, she was now having food aversions to. And at one point, it didn't matter what it was, she just wanted chicken for every meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Still do.
Had to have chicken. So I was like, well, all right, I guess we're having lots of chicken. But yeah, the biggest thing is just trying to be supportive, and sometimes it just didn't know how to do that, the best way to approach it. And so again, that was probably the toughest part, but yeah, we got through it.
Okay, so let's talk about cravings. I did crave a lot of chicken my first trimester. And that is, I think, because we were pretty much plant-based before I got pregnant. We didn't really eat much. We didn't eat any meat at all unless we were out to dinner or like out somewhere. We didn't really purchase meat or cook
We didn't
meat.
cook any in the house.
So I think that was just my body's way of telling me to eat more protein. And now the cravings are way better. On my first trimester, I would crave like KFC, Popeyes, Chipotle. So Mike had to like make runs to all those places.
When one wasn't open, I'd Google and see what's the next closest fried chicken place I can go to.
Yeah, but now that I'm in the second trimester, I still have cravings, but they're different. Now it's mostly dairy, so I have a ton of bubble tea. It's probably not healthy because I don't. Yeah, but I love bubble tea. Yeah, so I have a lot of bubble tea, and every day I've been having cereal and milk for lunch as like part of my lunch snack. So I'm like in a dairy phase right now where I'm craving milk, anything creamy like frappuccinos, things that are very creamy. And I try to limit my caffeine intake. I know people are like, stay away from caffeine, but my OB said it's okay as long as you're not having like a whole cup of coffee. It's just if it's just a little bit in moderation, taking things in moderation.
Yeah.
But what I have learned though is meal prepping has made a huge difference. Every week I will, go to the grocery store, plan what meals and what snacks I'm going to have. Because if I don't have meals planned or snacks planned, I'm going to go overboard and I'm going to eat anything and everything. I'm going to go get El Pollo Loco. I'm going to go get whatever is close to work. So I meal prep for the both of us pretty much, and even plan the snacks like the grapes, chips, whatever snacks that I'm craving at the time or wanting at the time. I make sure to pack it myself. It saves money and it also helps with maintaining a healthy diet.
Yeah, hats off to you on that, because Matilda's always been really good about doing the meal prep to begin with, but you've done taken it to a whole nother level with the pregnancy, and it's been awesome. Definitely staying nice and healthy, which is great.
Let's talk about travel, which is our favorite thing. Research says that the second trimester is the best time to travel, which I kind of agree because I feel super energetic and myself, and I just feel like I have more energy and more oomph to do things. So the second trimester was perfect for us to take a trip. We went to Barcelona for our baby moon. And for those who don't know what a baby moon it's pretty much a trip that you take with your significant other, and you just use that time to spend quality time together, alone time together before the baby comes. You connect, you do some things that, you both love together, and it was a really fun time.
Yeah, you gotta do a lot of stuff that we might not be able to do, certainly not as easily once baby arrives. So it was good. A lot of adventure, a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we do love to travel, and we are excited to take the baby with us on our travels when he does come. We don't want to stop traveling, but it was just our last like big trip, just the two of us, where we can really just cherish that like twosome versus having three in the family. Yeah.
The baby moon experience was really very, very special and very incredible for us. I definitely do recommend it for anyone who's kind of batting around the idea and wondering whether they should just go ahead and do it. Definitely give it a thumbs up recommendation for sure. One thing we did is we went all the way to Europe, which from California is quite a flight. It was
very
like
far.
9 to 10 hours. Actually, no, 10 to 11 hours.
10 to 11 hours.
And that was from SFO, so San Francisco, and that was in Munich. So we had a layover in Munich, and then it was like a 2.5 hour flight, I want to say,
from Munich to Barcelona.
So it was a long
long flight. I bought compression socks because I'd read that in the recommendations was to wear compression socks. I stood up every hour and kind of did some exercises, some mini squats, some stretches, some ankle pumps. just making sure I wasn't sitting or laying in one place for too long. And the good thing is that the flight was not full at all. It was pretty relatively like empty. I think they were like half the amount of people, or maybe even a third. Yeah. So I had a whole middle row to myself, so I was able to like lay out and like sleep. So that was awesome for a 11-hour flight.
For those of you that have been following our channel recently, you've definitely seen some highlights from our baby moon in Barcelona. So I do want to just touch on that real quick and how incredible of an experience it was. Definitely a special place. Barcelona, there's a lot of history, a lot of culture, really good food, and just a not completely different, but very different way of living and kind of how they approach their day-to-day lives, I guess. So it's definitely cool experiencing that and seeing that, and really we tend to try and engulf ourselves in the culture and in the environment while we're there. So it was a lot of fun.
And how different regions have different cultures as well, like different parts of Barcelona, even just in Barcelona, different parts of Barcelona has like different cultures. So that was really interesting to see.
Walking around from like Old Town all the way over to like the Sagrada Familia and Parkwell and all those different places. It was definitely cool seeing the different highlights of those and the different architecture. Oh my gosh, architecture in Spain was
really, really amazing.
Incredible.
It's very cool.
Details were just very impressive. Their famous architect was Antoni Gaudi.
Gaudi.
Not Gaudi. But yeah, he was remarkable, way ahead of his time, just like genius level. In the basement of the Sagrada Familia, I think it was. They had like his chains technique, which is how he designed and got the plans for the buildings that he produced. And he would literally have to hang like weights and chains and strings and sandbags and all this stuff from the ceiling, and it would give him like the perfect balance and support for all of his structures. But what's crazy is you look at it and it's literally the building but upside down. So he would build it from the bottom up, but it would be from the ceiling would be kind of the ground. So
very interesting.
His
really
mind
cool.
was incredible. Yeah.
Yep.
So very impressive. But,
yeah, and we spent 10 days in Barcelona, so we were able to see so much, and we traveled around. We did day tours. We went to a flamenco show. That was really cool. Very authentic Spanish flamenco show.
Yeah.
One thing, though, was we had planned on going to Santorini, like, for about 4 days during the trip, but our flight got canceled last minute, and it was just a whole thing. The flight was canceled, and we weren't notified of that, and so we ended up missing that trip.
Yeah, we spent a day kind of figuring it all out, but it ended up raining that day anyway, so it was pretty much a wash. But we made the best of it. Yeah.
We did make the best of it, and everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You should never regret a missed flight.
Yeah, never be upset about it. Yeah, I actually pulled up a little clip from Wayne Dyer in one of the books I had listened to with him, and how he talked about how you never want to be upset about like a missed or a delayed flight, or he gave an example of like a speeding ticket. He got pulled over for like only 10 miles over the speed limit, and he was complaining to his friend about it, and his friend was like, well, don't you understand that cop just saved your life, because around the corner there, if he hadn't stopped you, there was an accident waiting to happen. So you just never know. So things happen for a reason, like you said. And so we accepted it and made the best of it. And if you're going to be stuck anywhere,
exactly,
Barcelona.
Spain is the place to be. So we were very grateful that we were able to spend all 10 days there, and we made the most of it. And thank God we made it there safely.
Yes.
We came back safely, and we had an incredible time, amazing memories.
And we got to meet some of your family too that
we
didn't
did.
know was
I actually
there.
have a cousin who lives in Barcelona.
Yeah.
So hi Tino, if you're watching this.
Yeah.
But my aunt actually texted me, and she's like, "Oh, do you know that you have a cousin that lives in Barcelona, that moved there a few years ago, and he's still living there?" And we got in contact, and we went out to lunch, and so it was great. It was really
if we'd
fun
gone
time.
to Greece or Santorini, we would have never had that opportunity, because we didn't find out that part until a few days before we left. So it was good.
Now that I'm in my second trimester, 25 weeks, I'm actually towards the end of my second trimester. Some of the symptoms that I've been having are like occasional nausea,
Yeah.
some back pain, sometimes pretty intense lower back pain, some abdominal cramping here and there, some Braxton Hicks contractions here and there, and some positive symptoms or just positive things are I can feel the baby move pretty much every day now. So I'll wake up in the morning and he's rolling and he's kicking and I'm like, oh, he's saying good morning, and you know, he's stretching. He's an early bird, so yeah, just kind of feeling him move around and kicking is really positive. And
Nice.
also I think I'm going to be having more checkups now, which is awesome because I love to hear his heartbeat and to see him
Yeah.
on
yeah.
ultrasound.
Yeah, it's really cool because now I can not only to feel him kick, but I can actually see Matilda's belly move when he's really
Yeah, it's a little
loading up and-
creepy, but kind of cute too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And the fact that he's recognizing voices and he can hear us, and you know, we can read to him and he'll start to move, and just he's becoming more aware of things. So that's awesome that even though he's still in the belly, you know, he's kind of communicating with us. So if you guys have any questions or if you enjoyed this video, comment down below and let us know. If you have not subscribed to our channel and watch our videos, please subscribe and help our channel to grow. We really want this channel to grow, and we really enjoy talking to you guys on video.
Yeah.
If you're not subscribed to our Instagram, be sure to
Check that out.
check it out in the description box below.
Yeah. All right, until next time.